The title of this podcast is The Importance of Building Information Modeling in Building Engineering. Welcome to our podcast for architecture and engineering students who are just starting to learn about building information modeling, or BIM. Today, we'll discuss how BIM is used in building engineering. BIM changes how we create, construct, and manage buildings. Challenges in the construction industry. The construction industry is really big and important in the world. It does everything from planning to taking care of buildings and other structures. It works on different kinds of projects like houses, offices, roads, and schools. Many people are involved, like architects, engineers, builders, suppliers, and government agencies. Now, the industry is paying more attention to using eco-friendly materials and designs, which is good for the environment and will help it grow. When the economy grows, it helps the construction industry grow too. But, how well it works can change from place to place. There are big differences between regions and within the industry itself. Construction is divided into two main parts: big companies that work on large projects like building roads or big buildings, and smaller companies that focus on specific jobs like fixing pipes or wires. These smaller companies often work on smaller projects like fixing up houses. We have many ways to improve the construction industry. We can change rules to make things simpler and set up contracts differently to make things smoother. We need to think about how we design and build things and manage resources better. Also, we can make work at construction sites better and bring in new technology and materials. It's important to help workers learn new skills too. Currently, where is the Indian construction market? The government of India knows it needs a lot of money to improve roads, buildings, and other important things in the country. They want to use new technologies to make building things faster and better. This means they're putting in a lot of effort to increase construction work in India. Over time, building things in India has become more organized. Before, people mostly worked on easy projects that made a lot of money. But now, there's a chance to work on harder projects that need more skills and better technology. They want to focus on improving roads and buildings, helping people find affordable homes, making buildings that are good for the environment, and using new technology. Sometimes projects take too long, there aren't enough skilled workers, there are too many rules to follow, and it's hard to buy land. Plus, there's not always enough money for everything. The construction industry aims to build more roads and buildings that are safe and high quality. It wants to address the issue of not having enough workers or paying them too much. Also, it aims to create eco-friendly buildings and find ways to save money. What is the future? In the future, technology will be a big part of how we build things. One important technology is called Building Information Modeling, BIM. It helps us see projects better and work together more easily. Drones and robots are also cool things. They can help us check on construction sites and even do some building work, making things safer and faster. Also, we might start using 3D printers to make building parts and even whole buildings. This can help us waste less and finish construction projects quicker. In the future, we'll focus more on being kind to the environment when we build things. One way is by using materials that don't harm the earth and can be used again. This helps us make less waste when we build. Also, we'll make buildings that don't use as much energy. They'll have things like solar panels to get energy from the sun and smart technology to use energy wisely. This helps us save energy and protect the environment. In the future, more buildings will be made in factories instead of at construction sites. This will make building faster, cheaper, and ensure better quality. We'll be able to customize these buildings more easily to fit different needs and styles. Buildings will become really smart thanks to the Internet of Things, IoT. Different parts of the building will be connected to the Internet, so they can be monitored and controlled in real time. This will help make buildings work better and be more comfortable for people inside. Also, roads and bridges will use smart technology to make them easier to manage and keep in good condition. New technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning will help with building projects in the future. They will help manage projects better, reduce risks, and predict when maintenance is needed, making projects go smoothly. We'll use augmented reality, AR, and virtual reality, VR, to see how buildings will look before they're built and to train workers to be safe. These technologies will also help solve problems that come up during construction. As we use more technology in construction, there will be a greater need for workers who know how to use it. So, training programs will become more important to teach people these new skills. Also, technology will help keep construction sites safer by using special devices workers can wear and monitoring things in real time to prevent accidents. In the future, rules for building things will change to include new technologies and ways to protect the environment. There will be more focus on keeping people safe at work, so there will be stricter rules and better ways of doing things in the construction industry. Cities will become smarter in the future, with new ways of building things that make life better for people. We'll focus on making sure everything is connected, friendly to the environment, and comfortable to live in. Also, we'll work on fixing old roads and buildings to make them better, which will help the construction industry grow. Overall, construction will change a lot because of new technology, caring about the environment, and what people need. It's important for companies to adapt to these changes so they can stay competitive and keep up with how things are changing in the world around us. What are the challenges in the construction markets? In the future, there won't be enough skilled workers because many experienced ones will retire, and not enough young people are learning these skills. Also, because technology is changing fast, workers need to keep learning new things, which can be hard. Sometimes, things like earthquakes, wars, or diseases can mess up the way we get materials for building. This can make it hard to get what we need on time, and it can cost more. Also, sometimes everything just gets more expensive, like when the prices of steel, wood, or concrete go up. This can make it tough for people to afford to build things. Bad weather can make it hard to work on building projects, especially in places where the weather can be really extreme. Also, getting permission and following all the rules before starting a project can take a long time. This can delay when projects start and when they're finished. Sometimes, people don't like to try new things, or they don't know how to use new technology. This can make it hard for new technologies to be used in construction. Also, when construction sites use more technology, there's a risk that hackers could try to steal information or mess things up. Sometimes, there are rules that say we have to be careful about how we build things so we don't harm the environment. This means we might have to use different materials or do things in a different way. Also, building things in a way that's good for the environment can be hard and expensive because we need to learn new things and use new skills. Sometimes, it's hard to get enough money to start big projects, and it's important to have enough money coming in during the whole project. Also, sometimes we end up spending more money than we planned because of problems we didn't expect or because we didn't manage the project well. This can make it harder to make a profit. Building sites can be very dangerous places, so it's important to always be careful. Workers can get hurt if they're not careful, so making sure everyone follows safety rules is really important. Also, working with some materials for a long time or doing hard physical work can be bad for your health, so it's important to protect yourself. Making sure everything is good quality when building things can be hard, especially if we're using new stuff or new ways of doing things. We have to check everything carefully, which takes a lot of time and money. Making sure everyone involved in a project, like architects, engineers, builders, and suppliers, all work together can be tricky. Also, we have to be careful and plan ahead to deal with things that might go wrong during the project. As the weather changes and extreme events happen more often, we need to change how we build things and what we use to build them. Also, it's hard to find the right balance between making money, taking care of the environment, and helping people in our communities. Sometimes, people disagree about contracts and might end up going to court, which can slow down projects and make them more expensive. Also, it can be hard to understand and follow all the rules in different places. To solve these problems, we need to plan carefully, use new technology, train workers well, and make sure we care about the environment and safety. This will help us work better, save money, and build things that are good quality. How BIM can help to solve the building construction. Using something called Building Information Modeling, or BIM, helps everyone working on a project, like architects, engineers, builders, and clients, to see and update information in one place. This makes it easier for everyone to work together and makes sure nobody gets confused. Also, when someone makes a change to the BIM model, everyone can see it right away. This means everyone is always working with the newest information. Using something called Building Information Modeling, or BIM, helps us make really detailed pictures of buildings in 3D before we start building them. This helps us see if there are any problems with the design and decide what to do. Also, by adding time-related information to the BIM model, we can plan better and know exactly when things need to happen during the project. This helps us make better schedules and decide what order to do things in when we build. Using Building Information Modeling, or BIM, helps us find problems before we start building. It can automatically spot when different parts of a building don't fit together well, like heating systems and pipes. This helps us fix things before they become big problems and cost us time and money. Also, by making really detailed plans, we can be more accurate and make fewer mistakes when we build. This means we're less likely to forget something important or get measurements wrong. Using Building Information Modeling, or BIM, helps us know how much a building project will cost before we start. This is called 5D BIM. It helps us plan our budget and manage our money better. Also, by planning better and knowing exactly what we need, we can use our resources, like workers and materials, in the best way possible. This helps us waste less and make sure we're not spending too much money. Using Building Information Modeling, or BIM, helps us make sure buildings are good quality and safe. We can use it to test things like how strong a building is or how hot it gets inside. This helps us make buildings better. Also, by seeing how construction will happen and what the site looks like, we can find things that might be dangerous and plan how to keep workers safe. After a building is finished, we can use Building Information Modeling, or BIM, to help manage and take care of it. We can use the BIM model to see how everything in the building works and what parts might need fixing. Also, by making sure the model is accurate, we can use it in the future when we want to change things in the building or when it's time to take it down. Using Building Information Modeling, or BIM, can help us make buildings that use less energy and are better for the environment. It can show us how much energy a building will use and help us choose materials that are good for the environment. Also, by making really detailed plans, we can use materials in the best way possible and make less waste, which helps reduce how much carbon a building makes. Using Building Information Modeling, or BIM, helps us make sure our building plans follow all the rules and regulations. It can check if our designs meet the building codes automatically. Also, BIM helps us make detailed and correct documents, which makes it easier to get approval for our plans and avoids delays caused by not following the rules. Conclusion of this podcast. Building Information Modeling, BIM, is like a super helpful tool for building stuff in the real world. It helps people talk to each other better and gives them a clear picture of what's going on. With BIM, everyone can work together smoothly, catch mistakes early, and use resources wisely. It's not just for building, it also keeps buildings safe and well managed after they're done. As construction gets more modern, BIM is leading the way, making things faster, greener, and more creative.